So, hey, welcome everybody to the live stream. We're going to talk about the winter weather coming in this weekend, starting tomorrow. We're under a winter storm warning, and that's in effect from 1 p.m. tomorrow to 1 a.m. on Sunday morning. That's for portions of East Tennessee, including Knoxville. What is expected is heavy snows expected, total snow accumulations across the region between 2 and 5 inches are possible. And it really depends on where you're at, as you'll see from the maps in a minute, as to how much snow you're going to get. And again, where a portion of East Tennessee, it's not all of East Tennessee, but Knoxville is included in that winter storm warning. Travel could become very difficult. Hazardous conditions could impact the Friday evening commute. So when you get off work, tomorrow, it could already be impacting travel. According to the National Weather Service, be prepared. If you must travel, keep an extra flashlight, food, and water in your vehicle in case of an emergency. And you can always get the latest road conditions in the state of Tennessee by calling 511. And also, I would say if you want the latest on what the actual forecast is, because as always, I'll tell you, I'm not a meteorologist. I'm a weather enthusiast and a storm chaser, and I will be out chasing this storm. We've already got it scheduled. But you can check out Mike Witcher, meteorologist here in East Tennessee, at East Tennessee Weather, and the link's in the description of this video below. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining, and we'll get right into it. It's not a lot has changed since yesterday, except maybe the snow totals have went up and it shifted a little bit further to the west than what it was. So let's get into it and just talk about what the National Weather Service says. So this map shows the probability of greater than 4 inches of snow. In Knoxville, we're at 46%. So basically, we're right at a 50-50 spot on getting that maybe greater than 4 inches of snow. Now, when you see the models in a minute, it's really interesting what they do. But snow's going to develop Friday afternoon with periods of snowfall, mainly for areas east of Interstate 75 for Friday night and Saturday. So there's the thing. If you're really wanting snow, if you're east of Interstate 75, you got a really good chance. The farther west you go, the less snow you could see. Now, could that change? Absolutely. Like we talked about with the last storm, and we talked about with this one. If the low shifts 30 miles or 50 miles or whatever, one way or the other, that could change the impact of what's going to happen. So what's expected? Significant snow accumulations are expected across southwest Virginia, northeast Tennessee, east sections of the Tennessee Valley, far east Tennessee mountains, and southwest North Carolina. So let's take a look at some of the models. So this is the GFS model, and you'll find it's very, very interesting. And right now it has a bullseye over the mountains, a big bullseye of where it thinks the most snow is going to be. Knoxville's in a very interesting spot. The further you go into north and west Knox County, the less snow you're probably going to see. Whereas the further east that you go in Knox County, you're going to see more. And looking at Knox County on the map, we could have anywhere on the north side of town and the west side of town in that 2-inch range, to where if you go to the east, we could have a lot more than that. Oh, thank you, Amanda. I really appreciate that. Hey, Rick, nice to see you. Well, that's interesting you bring it up, Rick. Like I was just saying, I think that parts of Knox County could see 2 inches. I think there's parts of Knox County you could see 5 inches. And from what I've been watching all day, that cutoff line is going to be so sharp throughout the county that it's going to be kind of the interstate again. 4075 is going to be the dividing line. So everybody that's north and west of the interstate, a lot less snow. Everybody to the east of the interstate, you're probably going to get more snow. So my guess is, depending on where you're at in Knox County, somewhere between 3 and 6 inches. But again, it all depends on where you're at. Now, that's the GFS model we're looking at. Let's look at the Euro. The Euro is pretty much the same, but it shows more of Knox County in the heavy snow and getting more snow. Millertown area, I think it's going to be a little bit on the higher side, Rick. But still, we're not talking about, what we had a couple of years ago. I don't see that at this point. Could it be? Absolutely. Because one of the things, if you listen to any meteorologist, normal storms, snowstorms, especially here in the South, the ratio that you look at as far as snow is it's a 10-to-1 ratio. For every inch of liquid precipitation, you get 10 inches of snow. This isn't normal. We have a lot of very, very cold air in place and more coming, which means the snow that falls is a lot fluffier, a lot fuller. So that ratio can actually go up to a 15-to-1 to a 20-to-1. So for every 1 inch of liquid precipitation, it could go up to 15 to 20 inches. Now, do I think we're going to get 15 to 20 inches of snow? No, I'm not saying that. Please understand. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that the snowfall totals that they're showing right now in these models could go up. And when we drill in even a little bit closer to the, to basically a lot closer here on East Tennessee, the Knoxville area, you can see the models are still agreeing very much that we're going to get some snow. And on this model, this is the GFS ensemble model, and it's showing right in Knoxville around that 4 to 5 inch range. Now, is this exactly what's going to happen? Probably not, but it gives you an idea of where we're at. So I think that the Weather Service saying 2 to 5, me saying 3 to 6. I think that's a good overall coverage throughout Knox County and most of the East Tennessee area. Again, the further west you go, the less snow anybody's going to see. Oak Ridge could see maybe 1 to 2 inches. Crossville, Cookville, probably won't see anything, maybe a dusting at most, if they get anything. The Tri-Cities, going up that way, or you go to Greene County, or you go to Blount County, Sevier County, especially the further east you go, you could be talking about 7 or 8 inches of snow. The highest tops of the mountains, you could be talking about well over a foot. So the one thing that we can say is we're going to get some snow. The exact amount in your backyard, there's not anybody can tell you right now. And that's just unfortunately how it is, because this is, again, is a very weird storm. Well, weird, I don't know if weird's the right word, but I call it weird because it's not the typical snowstorm that we get here. Going back to it, the first slide I showed you, I'll show you again from weather.gov. We have a 46% chance right now of seeing greater than 4 inches of snowfall in Knox County. I think that by tomorrow that could go up because this storm seems to be getting a little stronger. And there's 2 separate lows. There's one that's going to form just to the south of us, which is a mesoscale low. And then you have the main low, that strong one they're talking about, that's going to form off of the Atlantic coast, off the East Coast. But the mesoscale is going to rob some of that energy, and that's where we're going to get a lot of this snow from. It's going to throw it back on us. So instead of getting the Gulf moisture like we normally would if we wanted big snow, this is actually going to come from Atlantic moisture. And I remember back when I was still a kid in school, we had one that happened that way once. We weren't supposed to get anything. Of course, this was before all the models and radars and stuff, back in the 80s. Showing my age. But I remember we had one of those lows form off the East Coast, and it threw enough moisture back that we had 4 inches of snow on the ground the next day. So it can happen very easily. So the biggest takeaways that I can give you right now is, yes, we're going to see snow. Again, the exact amount where you're at, I don't know. I highly encourage you, and the links in the description of this video below, to check out East Tennessee Weather and Mike Witcher, somebody that I consider one of the best meteorologists around. And as a matter of fact, I'm, of course, going to be doing a live chase, live streaming this storm. When it comes in, I'll be out on the roads. And right now, the plan is to start at 7 p.m. tomorrow night. Now, I will adjust that time depending on if things start earlier, or if it looks like they're going to start a little later, we can adjust that time because it's going to be a very long, drawn out event. And we're all probably going to get very tired of it by the time it ends. Like I say, the winter storm warning goes into effect at 1 p.m. tomorrow and doesn't end until 1 a.m. on Sunday morning. So I think that we can see snow anytime during that time. I think it's going to start out very light here, but I think after sundown tomorrow is when it will really pick up, and we'll start seeing a lot more snow come in. Oh, I remember that too. Valentine's Day in the 80s when we got a lot of snow and weren't supposed to get any. Funny you mentioned that because I actually had to work on that day. I remember that snow very well. And I remember we got so much snow, if you remember back in the 80s, that I worked in an automotive repair shop, and we were putting chains on every car that came in. We stocked snow chains at that time, something you really don't see anymore, at least not in this area. But we put on, we sold out of every snow chain we had that day. So I remember that one very, very well. So that's kind of where we're at, guys. And it's, thanks, Rick. I appreciate that. So that's kind of where we're at. We're under that winter storm warning. And we've got it coming, whether anybody wants it or not. At least we don't have ice like Nashville and places got last weekend. This is going to be so cold, and we have such a deep layer of cold air from top to bottom that it's all going to be snow. So quickly, before we end the video, let's give a big shout out to the video sponsor, Elegant Aerial Imaging, and watch a quick video.
Professional aerial videos that used to cost tens of thousands of dollars are now available to any small business owner or video producer for a fraction of the cost. Drone technology has advanced to the place where anyone, including you, can now have professional high-resolution aerial videos created for their business. Whether you want that perfect shot for your indie film project, the perfect angle for your wedding, an aerial view of your business, or just something amazing to wow your customers, you can now get what you want with professional drone videography. Simply call us today to schedule your free consultation and discuss the options available for you, your business, or your next project using aerial videos.
Elegant Aerial Imaging, Knoxville's premier provider of aerial images and videos. Check them out at elegantaerial.com. If you're new to the channel, I'd ask that you like the video, subscribe. Feel free to share it with anybody in this area that you think needs to know what's going on. And guys, this will probably be the last video I make about the snow. We know it's coming. We know what's happening. So right now my plans are, and I've already got it scheduled. Again, it's another good reason. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe, like the video, and hit the notification bell so that when I go live chasing the snow and the winter weather this weekend, that you'll know when I go on. And hopefully I've got everything set up so I can bring you guys some live aerial video with the drone of what's going on with this winter storm, interstates, or whatever we need to do. I am, by the way, a FAA certified drone pilot. So everything I do with it is legal. And if you have any kind of need for any aerial imaging or videos, please reach out to us at elegantaerial.com, or you can give us a call at 888-312-9065. Guys, that's really all I've got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate every one of you. I hope you all have a really good night. I know I'm going to try to get some extra sleep tomorrow since it's going to be a very long weekend. But I hope you guys will enjoy me on the live stream and chase starting tomorrow right now at 7. Unless the timing switches of the snow and I need to go earlier, or we have to move it a little later. But again, hit the notification bell and you'll be notified when I go live. I hope everybody has a wonderful night. and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for joining me.